Hey folks, really quick before we get started, I received notification from hundreds of you that videos are not appearing in your feed. Stop for just a second, go over and check your subscription and notification settings for this channel to make sure that you are still in the loop. It has also been brought to my attention that only 11% of you are actually subscribed. I would greatly appreciate it if you fix that so that you can receive a consistent feed from this channel pertaining to our gear evaluations as well as analysis of all things in the gun world. Y'all have seen it. The new rule on pistol stabilizing braces has been dropped. And this is no surprise to anybody. This has been in the works for a long period of time. We've been warning that it's going to drop soon. And it's no surprise to me that it drops just 2 days. There's a sticker on my shirt. Just 2 days before the largest firearms convention in the world occurs. That is not by mistake, I would tell you. There is built into it a 120-day grace period whereby you can register your SBRs without the $200 tax stamp. So the question begs to be answered, should you do that? Now, I have to be careful about how I say this, but what I would say is that there is going to be a challenge, probably multiple challenges to this. I know for a fact that there are several heavy hitters that have just been chomping at the bit to get a hold of this when they've just had to wait for the final legalese to be published. So be looking out for that. I'm sure that there will be plenty of those and I'll update you as they come. But for me, in the state of Ohio, I have a concealed handgun license in the state of Ohio. And that means that I cannot have any firearm that is not subject to that legal standard of being a handgun in the state of Ohio in my vehicle and loaded. If it's not a handgun, then it cannot be in anything but transport configuration inside my vehicle. So if I wanted a firearm that is a little bit larger inside my vehicle and I'm out doing something in a dangerous location, I cannot have that firearm loaded in my vehicle or even co-located with the ammunition in the same compartment as the driver because it's not classified as a handgun. So I cannot have a short-barreled rifle in my vehicle in anything other than transport configuration when I'm on the roadways or even off the roadways, but still in the vehicle. You see what I mean? So for that aspect of it, as far as a defensive weapon is concerned, that does not work. So the other options there are to remove any stabilizing braces that are on there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, to be able to use those firearms in that employ. However, that segment aside, if a guy were to have, and again, I have to be careful about how I say this. If a guy were to have several pistols that they wouldn't mind having SBRs instead of pistols, then this is a prime opportunity to get basically free SBRs. As a quick reminder for any of you who would like to register your pistols as SBRs, there's just a few pieces of information that you need to complete the Form 1 process pertaining to the firearm. Those are the serial number, the caliber, the barrel length, and the overall length of the weapon to be constructed. So if you're one of those people that went heavy into the paint onto the pistols with stabilizing braces and would like to get those registered as SBRs free of tax, then this might be a good opportunity to take advantage of. The thing I will say about this, though, is eForms is a really easy site to use. However, it's fairly temperamental. It's easy to get an account, but you'll see that there's plenty of things that make this site unstable, like using anything but Internet Explorer, for instance. The site literally has to be taken down once a week for maintenance. So you too can do your part to crash the eForm website. I'm surprised that it's currently active, to be honest. So if you're an FFL out there and you're planning on doing any of that stuff in eForms, you should probably do it now because the site's probably not going to be available for a month. Just throwing that out there. Here comes the shameless plug for the affiliates page where you can get discounts from great brands like PowerTech. See the link in the description box down below for access to that. And in using those codes and links, you help the channel indirectly by buying stuff that you are going to anyway. So if you were to break down the final rule, fair warning, it's 292 pages. You will find a central theme here. Stupid people asking stupid questions are what formed the groundwork for this rule. If you don't know the answer to something and you really want to know, hire an attorney that specializes in this stuff. Do not ask the government questions directly. It's a bad idea and you will likely just get an incoherent answer anyway.
God bless the Bill of Rights and thank God for the Fifth Amendment. I'm not ashamed to say I'm proud of the Fifth Amendment, and I'm proud to admit on camera and on the internet that I will never talk to any police officer under any circumstances, with all due respect, sir.
Part of what I found interesting was the analysis of the comments. Of the 237,000 comments submitted, quote, nearly 20,000 comments came in support, as in not quite 20,000. Of those, 18,000 of them were generated from form letters from radical anti-Second Amendment groups that remain unnamed in the document. 217,000 comments came in against, of which 96,000 were form letters. Lazy pieces of crap. NAGR gets a specific mention for their efforts in clogging the filter, but the main takeaway here is that no one really wanted this. Anyway, I'll have a link to the full transcript in the description box down below for you guys to run down, and I will also keep you updated whenever I hear of a challenge to this rule, which I'm sure will be coming any minute now. Thank you for watching, and I would like to know in the comment section down below what strategy that you're following, and I'd also like to take an opportunity to say special thanks to those of you who support the channel through Patreon, Subscribe Star, as well as those of you who have been using the affiliates page to great effect.